Hey gang, it is October 31st, 2017, Halloween here in the States, and I just realized yesterday that I had not made a vlog for October. And I don't know if everybody likes those or not, but I like to share some stuff once in a while, and once a month is probably frequent enough for some of the stuff that I just ramble about. And that's what today will be, basically some rambling about different things going on here at the shop. Um, I want to thank everybody for their support for the Brooklyn Pony videos, how much they've been watched and viewed and shared and all that stuff, and also my recent uploads of the Model A for my grandparents. That car has a lot of meaning to me, and it was a lot of work to build that car, and I don't regret any of it. So again, thanks for all the comments and that sort of thing. I really appreciate it. So to give you an idea what's going on, obviously I'm working on the Brooklyn Pony, and I'll show you a couple things just to give you a teaser of part 13. But I am working on installing the TCI front suspension. So there's just some of the bracing sitting in place, or welded on actually. There is more pieces here waiting to go in, and things are going pretty smooth. I'm happy to see the pile of parts going down. Now, a lot of that stuff in the back is actually empty boxes and stuff. So this is a good sign when this stuff is going, getting in a smaller grouping, let's say. So more on that to come. I've had people ask me about the what's going on with the 68 coupe that I've been building. Sorry, and not a lot. It's been sitting back here in the paint booth, and I've been slowly doing maybe a couple things here and there, but nothing major. I don't know where I shared last. I think it was with the stripping of the doors of the paint. And so at this point, here it sits. I did prep, or actually treat, the deck lid to some epoxy, and you can see over there some dents that have showed up, but that's really pretty minor compared to some of these. There's a little dent right here as well, again pretty minor. I think I may have expressed some issues with the roof in a previous video, and I did some experimenting, and I wanted to just share a little bit of that with you. I tried to make a video, but it really didn't work out very well for what I wanted, so I don't know if I'm gonna continue with that video or not. But I think I've shown in the past there was a lot of rust on this roof because this car had a vinyl roof on it. We all know those are problems, and you can see major pitting in this location here, and then as it goes across, lots and lots of pitting. So the issue is being that it had a lot of deep pitted rust. So I did some experiments. This stuff here, this 3X Chemistry Rust Dissolver, it shows in this picture that it transitions from rust to clear metal, let's say. And for the most part, that's exactly what it did. I coated the entire roof, and I may have some pictures available, but I coated the entire roof and did the process. It's like 15 minutes, and the roof, honestly, it almost looked like new metal where there was no rust. It was, I mean, shiny. I couldn't believe it. I think I have a picture where I split it and I did half the roof at a time. And you can see the difference. So really impressed by this stuff as far as how it prepped the metal to be back into a raw state. Now, it says on here for deeper rust, let it sit on longer and let it kind of do its thing. Well, you have to also keep it wet. So it's a little bit difficult to try to keep a surface wet for an extended period of time. But I did treat it a couple times, and it did pretty good at getting the stuff out of here. And had I probably let it actually sit on top of this for a long time, it probably would have taken out all the rust. Well, I decided I had some of this on hand, this navel jelly, and this stuff is pink and very thick. And so I did a treatment with the navel jelly as well. I don't know if I have any pictures of that though. But it seemed to do a really good job of getting it out of these pits or treating it. I did a couple steps a couple times on this as well in these various deep pit areas, and it did a much better job, or what appeared to be a much better job at least. So after that was done, I still wanted to do more, and I know this bottle has been around in my shop for quite some time, and this is from Purple Power. This is De-Ruster Metal Conditioner, and it says you can put this on and then go straight to primer. You have to let it dry. So what I did at that point was I treated all of this, all these pitted areas, and made sure that everything had a good coating on it, and it seemed to do what I needed. I let it sit for 24 hours and dry out nice, and then I did wipe it down. I use Windex whenever I prep, so I just wiped it down with some Windex, and as you can see, I still have the paper on where I sprayed it. But I was really concerned. I'm not too worried about these areas up here just yet, because I want to keep the glass in it, but I did want to spray the whole roof and the rain gutters and all that sort of thing. So I did all that, prepped it all, and sprayed it. So I'm really happy with how this is looking at this point, and there will be more to come on this later. I have to keep busy on the Brooklyn Pony. So just a little update on where the 68 is. Also, I should note that I picked up 2 quarter panels. These are from Mustangs Unlimited, and also a tail panel, again from Mustangs Unlimited. There's a part number if you care. I don't know where the part numbers are on this one, but anyway, they seem to be pretty nice. So eventually I'll get to those and get a video going on those. I stay busy. I stay busy, and I've had people ask me questions. They've asked about the 68 Camaro on the lift. It's still here. It's not going anywhere. I will get to it, I promise. But I try to do 1 car at a time for people, and I do a little bit here and there on side jobs, brakes and tune-ups and that sort of thing. And occasionally, if I need a slight distraction, I may play around with one of these other cars and do a little bit, just to keep them moving, let's say. I did want to point out something else. As you know, I think I shared a video. My family had a salvage yard growing up, and so we would frequently recycle things or redo things. And it kills me whenever I go, I haul off my scrap to a metal place, and I see stuff that's could be used for other things. And I was there the other day, and they had a 67 Chevy C50 dump truck, and it was intact, and it was this place, they just smash and crush things. They don't care whatsoever. So I was able to get into that truck and talk to them and say, hey, look, there's some pieces in this truck, can I get them? And they said, sure, go ahead. So thankfully I was able to salvage, here's some of the pieces. Glove box door, which I think I'm going to use that on Franken truck. There'll be more on that later as to what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking about using that as the basis for my gauge cluster. I still haven't finished that, so I'm thinking that may be my frame for my gauge cluster. I saved the ashtray, and I saved that little item, which is a radio delete plate. And then the visors on that thing, they were nice. They're soft. Saved those, and I saved the wipers. But as I shared some of that information on a forum that I'm on Facebook, and this guy said, hey, that truck has a 2-speed rear end, and there's a switch that switches the speedometer to 2-speed. It's because when you change that, it changes how the speedometer reads. He said, can you get that switch for me? And I said, sure. So I went back the next day, and basically the truck was destroyed. I couldn't believe it. They took their track hoe with the claw and the bucket and just ripped the truck to pieces so that they could pull the engine and transmission out of it. and they of course they damaged that switch. They another friend of mine wanted the gauge cluster out of the truck. They crushed, I mean, just destroyed it, just so they could pull the engine and transmission out. And you know, I hate to see stuff like that. There's pieces that are you'll never see again, or they're hard to come by, and these people have no clue what they destroyed just so they pull the engine and transmission out of this thing. So anyway, just some random thoughts and things going around in my head. Another thing, and this is, again, I like to recycle things. Sometimes I have to, I get a little bored and I have to create something. It's just the way my mind works. I'm always looking at things in a different way and trying to do different things. So that said, I want to show you this. This is pretty minor, but a few years ago I built some wind chimes for my wife, and I found these. This is I guess 1 inch or 3/4 inch conduit, but I guess technically 1 inch, and it's just regular conduit for doing wiring, and it was in the scrap bin. Didn't cost me anything, and there's a website that I've been to, and I want to share this with you. This guy right here, if you're into this stuff, if you like creating things, this guy has done all the homework for you. This is a chart that shows you the dimensions of your pipe, OD, ID, your material type, whatever, in various sizes. Now this goes all the way up to like 4.5 inches, and for each octave he breaks it down as to length of the pipe, where you put your hanging hole, and even in millimeters and everything. It's really cool. But on this on his page on the internet, he has a link to a YouTube video, and really interesting. Again, it's just me, you know. I like to tinker. I like to build things and do things, and so that's one of the things. I don't know, just my mind. That's the way it works. Oh, one other thing. I think this will probably be the end of the video. I recently went over, and this still, I've mentioned this on my Joe Daddy's Facebook page. This still amazes me. My videos have been viewed over 5 million times, and I know that just, to me, again, I'm just a small town guy in a garage, and I love making these videos for everybody to use, and it's just hard for me to fathom that they've been viewed 5 million times. That's a huge number. And beyond that, I think I'm right at, or should be at within the next couple days, 12,000 subscribers. So that's another big thing to me, is have that many people subscribing to my videos, the viewership, where they're viewed, and it's just amazing. So thank you all for doing your part in watching and subscribing and sharing. And so I'm going to do something a little bit different in, I guess, celebration of that. I'm going to do a giveaway, and it's really simple. I don't have great big things to give to people, but I'm going to do a simple giveaway. I did gave away stickers before, and a couple years ago I gave away some t-shirts, but today I'm going to offer up 5 stickers, because I hit 5 million people, or 5 million views, I should say. So I'm going to do 5 stickers with 5 pens. And if you can read that, it says, Joe Daddy's Garage, find me on YouTube. So anyway, I'm going to do that. So all you got to do, if you're interested in receiving one of these, is just hit the like button on the video, leave a comment, and I will let this run for a week or so, and then from those comments I will pull out names and do a drawing and contact you so that I can send you a sticker and a pen combination. Hope you like it. I don't know, seems reasonable. But anyway, that's I think that's it. My battery's dying on my camera, and I probably rambled on enough for today. Yep. So anyway, well, as usual, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Brooklyn Pony 13 will soon be completed and uploaded. So, thank you.